there were 90 and 9. I am going to pause in the middle of just doing songs and explaining the words. I want to show, especially the beginners and intermediates, that it's not easy trying to, in the religious setting, always to just pop into a song and, oh, I'm great signer, I can do all of these, and then we hit words that are unfamiliar. And that's one of the things that I really have to watch when I'm doing songs for our congregation. One of the first things that I do is I listen to the song several times. There's one, if I know the song, I go and I will get uh, a book that has the song in it, and I will try to sing it all the way through. And once you start to sing it all the way through, as you sing it slowly, you're going to understand there are words that are like, oh, wait a minute here. What does that really mean? And what are we talking about? Uh, and as I told you, I then go through the song and I will make a list. And this is double columns for that song that say, is that really what it means? And I go through, I have dictionaries, even though I'm online and I go through a lot of things online, but I also have a dictionary. I have several signing dictionaries that if I think I'm just really, I'm just not sure I know that song quite, I mean, the signs just quite as well as I need to. And so I will go back and I will study those words several times through. And it's not once or twice or even 5 times. You're going to find sometimes you're going to be 10, 12, sometimes 20 that you're going to go through and do those signs. Don't assume that you go into a congregation blind and have not looked at the songs, and then you get caught in the middle of it with this deer in the headlights look. So I have gone through, and I know I probably have about 30 words on this list. Most of them I know, but I'm not sure that as I'm going through the song, they're going to be reading my lips. And that's one of the things that they do is they will read your lips. And then they see a sign and it's like, oh, I will see that look in their eyes. And so I have to make sure that they understand what I'm signing, that it is clear through my signs what that word means. And then a lot of times I will sing it through several times with the words, kind of get comfortable with the wordage and the signs. And then I try to speed up what I'm doing because a lot of times it just isn't the same as when I'm sitting at home and my thing, relaxing and just singing at my own pace. And I get in the congregation and we have a singer that is going to heaven and he wants to do it now. And so I was brought up in that kind of a family where my dad would stop the congregation and say, people, do you really want to go to heaven? Then let's sing like we want to go to heaven. And so then you go back and you have to sing it at a faster pace with meaning on top of it. Luckily, I have some friends that are on YouTube that, like Acapella, that sing the songs at a much better pace and force me to increase my speed. And I really appreciate that. But then it's like I say, I go back and I have to do it several times because I don't care where you are in your ASL study. I don't care. There's always more to learn. It's like all of a sudden you're ripped out of this position and you go to the hospital and you have to translate for there. Different place. Or you go to a lawyer's office. big time difference. I have even been to a business to refute a contract. Big time difference. Not only do you have to know the laws, but you also have to know what the words mean and how to stop someone on the other side and say, hold it, time out. Tell me that in a language that I can understand so that I can interpret it for my patient. It is one of those things that as you are doing this, as you are growing, don't ever think you get to that point that you know it all. Because in this song, the King James Version is quite different. Now, there are some things, 90 and 9, as long as you know your numbers, you're fine. Uh, but here's the one, lay. Well, what does it mean? Where's my book? I go back and I've written that word down and I say, wait a minute, where is it? Oh, that safely lay in the shell. So they're staying. They're not just laying down. In the church, we don't lay down. We stay. Okay, so I've got stay in there. In the shelter, are we talking about a building? No, we're talking about protection. Protection. In the fold, and in this song, I have chosen to do like a fence around. And so if it is a fence around us that God tries to put us in. So the fold. Far. Well, most of us know far, but to take it way out, thumb on thumb, and I'm right-handed, so that's my dominant hand. It's the one that I rely on the most. So you take it, and that far goes way out, far. Wild, and that's like the wind that comes or the storm that comes, but it comes through. It's wild. It's like, I think of Jesus on the Sea of Galilee when the storm came in. It was just blowing hard. So if I'm thinking of wild, oh, and bear, that's another word in there. And bear, on this one it means rough, and if it's like you're taking it down your hand and pulling it rough. Shepherd, that one's pretty easy because that's the shearing of the sheep, but remember the person ending. Oh, care, to take care of, and that's just a double bump, two hands. Okay, I can do that one. uh oh, thou, King James, thou being, we're talking about God. Now, so as you're looking up, is this thou kind of thing? Enough. And this one I've gone back and forth on because sometimes I'm thinking of it's sufficient that way or sufficient this way. And then I look at both words, look in the dictionary, look back and forth, and I then compare. Well, this one looks like it might be a little bit better word for there. Answer, oh, I can do that one, throwing the words out. Answer, that one I can handle. Although, what does it mean in this song? Can I substitute, and I do this a lot, can I substitute a word? Well, yes, if. So, if. Oh, ready to die, how am I going to do this? Ready, almost, dead. Well, that one would work. Now, can I do it in the song in the same amount of time that I am going to be signing that song? And that's another question. You have to think about that. And we talked about rough, steep. That one I can handle. It's like a mountain, steep. Well, okay, desert. Desert. Well, it is a dry land. Okay. Crossed. I can handle that one. Just going across my hand. Past. looking at my book, looking out. Oh, just went. He went. And I do a lot of word substitutions when I'm starting to learn the song. Does this work? Does this make sense? Air. E-R-E. Hmm. Before. Okay. So it's here and I'm bringing it back toward myself. Remember, this is after. This would be before. This is the object. Far out? Well, yeah, I can, that's just the same as far. I don't need the word out, just far. And that's another thing I do, is which words are not important to the meaning, because I will eliminate a and the, because those aren't in the ASL signing anyway, unless they are important for the meaning of the song. Then I will go back and do it. Cry. Oh, that's not this cry. That is a call. And that's another thing that we talk about, is it's not a word, this is a sign. Here's a word, this is a sign. There are so many words in English that mean different things, and you have to take a look at all the different meanings and see which one fits into the sentence. Whence. Whence. There's a word, W-E-N-S-E, W-E-N-C-E, whence. And I looked, why? Okay, that works out. Blood drops. Now, there's a lot of connective words here. Blood coming here, and then we don't do drops separately. We continue the sign on down. So it's down and dropping it down. Marks. What does mark mean? Does it mean I'm going to like mark a piece of paper? No, it means to show the way. Track, path. Oh, shed. Well, it's not a building. Oh, wait a minute here. Shed. To give. If like I shed light, I give light onto something. Astray. Moving it out. Ready. And we talked about that one. Back to mean he brought it back to, again. He brought it again. Rent. Ooh, what does rent mean? Well, as I'm looking up all the words, it means to be battered. And torn. Now, I could either use cut or hurt. I like the word hurt better. It has a very different meaning than to pick up a piece of paper and just tear it, because his hands are cut or they're hurt. Pierced. Again, hurt. They're pierced by many a thorn. They're hurt. And then thorn, like in the crown that was on Jesus, the point that came down on his head. Okay. Ooh, thunder riv'n. How are you going to do that one? Again, I have chosen to do thunder sounds. It's almost like a big boom. Arose. There came. And see, that's what I'm telling you. All these words that I'm looking up. And then I have to practice all of them within the sound of the song itself. Oh, echoed. And I have chosen this sound because it's the sound that comes out and then comes back to you. It echoes. It's not in the dictionary. It's a word that I have used consistently, and the deaf seem to understand it a lot better than we do. Oh, to his own, to his own. Oh, it's just his. Again, I make it simple. And of course, you know the word why is just knowledge in the Y sound. So I want you to start doing this with the songs that you are going to sign or that you are practicing. Write down all the list of the words. I double columns with this one. And then I go back and practice and practice and practice. Here's the word practice, by the way. I always think of this as my mother always had an iron, and she had pillowcases, and I had to practice ironing pillowcases. So this to me, I know the word practice. Even the deaf people, that's the first thing they will do to me is practice. And I love it. Even though I've been signing for over 30 years, I think it is important that I never stop learning. And I hope to challenge you the same way. And I will do this song for you. As a side note for beginners, make sure you always have a glass of water or water somewhere, because your throat will get very dry.
There are 99 that safely lay in the shelter of the fold, but one was out on the hills away, far off from the gates of gold. Away on the mountains wild and bare, away from the tender shepherd's care, away from the tender shepherd's care. Lord, thou hast heard thy 99, are they not enough for thee? But the shepherd made answer, this of mine has wandered away from me. And although the path be rough and steep, I go to the desert to find my sheep. I go to the desert to find my sheep. But none of the ransomed ever knew how deep were the waters crossed, nor how dark was the night that the Lord passed through, where he found his sheep that was lost. For out in the desert he heard his cry, was sick and helpless and ready to die, was sick and helpless and ready to die. Lord, whence are those blood drops all the way that marks of the mountains tread? They're shed for one who had gone astray, and the shepherd could bring him back. Lord, whence are thy hands so red and torn? They're pierced tonight by many a thorn. They're pierced tonight by many a thorn. But all through the mountains thundering, and up from the rocky steep, there rose the glad cry to the gate of heaven, rejoice, I have found my sheep. And the angels echo round the throne, rejoice, for the Lord brings back his own. Rejoice, for the Lord brings back his own.